Hey, beautiful thrivers. Today I want to talk to you about why a narcissist must punish you. But before we get into that conversation, I just want to remind you, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do. And also hit the notification bell because there's 3 new videos I do every week, as well as a live at certain times, question and answer, and so many other resources too also we put out through my channel. Okay, so why must a narcissist punish you? Well, first of all, we'll go right back to the start with the narcissist and what they're doing and who they are and what they're after. A narcissist is somebody who has submerged their true self. So they could have been born with a very expanded amygdala, which is a lot of survival programs because they've come from a family genetic history of a lot of trauma. Or as a young child, they decided for whatever reason, often unconsciously, that as myself, I can't get my needs met and I'm ineffective. So I'm going to bury the true self and I'm going to create a fictitious character in its place, which is a false self. And this false self to the narcissist is everything and everybody that they don't really believe they are. This is a significant self. This is somebody that is grandiose, somebody that is beautiful or handsome or intelligent or powerful or somebody significant. And that's the buffer against the inner being who really is in self-disapproval, maybe even self-hatred, and definitely the inner being that the narcissist does not want to connect to, acknowledge, salvage, heal, save, would just rather discard and replace with this false self. Now, the false self of the narcissist is not a true self. It's not connected to source, consciousness, a higher power, the superconscious, the higher self, which is where we get true source, which is where we get love, approval, the ability to be anchored in our body and secure and safe and at peace unconditionally without stuff and things, which is the optimal way we want to operate. You see, all of us, we thought that to get that state of inner wholeness and peace and love and oneness was through stuff. It's actually not. It's through true source. So a narcissist is terminally disconnected from true source because the only way through to true source is true self, the true inner being. To love ourselves warts and all, release our traumas, connect to source, and become one and an integrated being. A narcissist is a highly disintegrated being, which means that they are malfunctioning. And the malfunctioning is this attachment to a false self, which is an egoic, insatiable character, which is really a life force of its own, that always needs something, because it's like a proverbial black hole that's out there as a celestial being out there in space, and it's a black hole. It doesn't have its own life force. It doesn't have its own light or life force. It's a black hole. It doesn't have its own energy system, and it's forever sucking other celestial bodies into it, but it's still a black hole. And a narcissist is exactly the same. It doesn't matter what they get, who or what they get, or what significance or what narcissistic supply they get, which is attention, good or bad, it makes no difference. It all falls into the black hole, and the narcissist needs more and more and more. And the reason that they need more is because they need that narcissistic supply and that outside force giving them the confirmation that they exist. And also too, because the inner black hole that is their submerged, pushed down, disassociated with true self, that screaming black hole of unattended to wounds is forever threatening to engulf them if they don't if they don't self-medicate, if they don't have the buffer of getting stuff, which distracts them and keeps them away from how they really feel about themselves and what's really going on the inside. Now, in as far as why they have to punish us, it's because the false self is the narcissist's true master. And it's relentless. And it's always relentless to the narcissist. I want, I need, I must have. So therefore, everything outside of the narcissist, situations, people, events, are all about getting narcissistic supply, getting that attention, getting that feed, getting that stuff, getting those resources, getting that sex, getting that knowing I can affect another person significantly, emotionally, and get their emotional energy, good or bad, it makes no difference. It gives me significance. Now, the narcissist, because they are being controlled and they are literally taken over by this egoic force, this false self that they are serving. That's what's running the show. They have incredible expectations and conditions. I must be met a certain way. So what happens is if you don't agree with the narcissist, or you question the narcissist, or you want them to be held accountable for something, you are not serving the false self. You're bucking the system. And if you're not giving the narcissist what he or she deems is necessary to feed the false self adequately, then you must be punished. You must be punished. So the narcissist will, in a narcissistic rage, which could be cold or hot, will line you up and attack you mercilessly. And narcissists are very, very clever because they've understood for a long time with you what it is that is your gap, what it is that hurts you. It could be them abandoning you. They know that triggers you, they know that throws you into a white hot panic and it hurts you more than anything. So that's what the narcissist will do when you haven't served the false self adequately. Or the narcissist may start accusing you of all sorts of things that you know you would never do. And that's your white hot button that triggers you and enrages and rips your soul to shreds, being accused of having affairs when you would never do that. Or maybe the narcissist throws other people in your face or does whatever it is that is your white hot button of your thing that really injures your soul, which really is previous belief systems and traumas and unhealed wounds that the narcissist has been able to find as your weak link, so that when they want to line you up and kick the cat, when they want the punching bag, because they're in a rage of not getting what they wanted to serve the false self, the true master, you bear the brunt of that. And the other thing about the narcissist at an even deeper level, they're disowned parts of them that they hate, that they would rather not look at, those parts of them that are unacceptable, that they've glossed over with this fictitious character of who is so wonderful and holier than thou and so righteous and so incredible and all powerful and all beautiful, and all those parts that they don't want to look at, that they've never turned in to heal and bring back to wholeness and bring back to life and connect to source, that are just getting more and more and more damage in their own rot and their own disintegration. The narcissist will line you up and tell you you are these things and accuse you of being useless and worthless and nobody loves you and everybody hates you and you're a disgusting being and you're this and you're that. And really, it's the parts of themselves that they hate that they pick up and project onto you and then attack you, because they want to annihilate those parts of themselves. So they get shoved onto you and then you get annihilated. So that's another aspect of the punishment. Now, a narcissist, they are so cruel. They're incredibly cruel. And the cruelty really gets back to those things. The cruelty is you are not serving the narcissist. And of course, to us, it doesn't compute because let's say you were to get terminally ill and a narcissist will be in the horror of, hang on, you're meant to be there for me to siphon your energy and your resources and your attention. Now you need me? Because the narcissist is a black hole. They're not their own energy system. They have to get energy. They don't have energy to give. So the narcissist will be horrified and will discard you. Will line you up and blame you and smear you and try to protect their reputation with other people by telling them a whole heap of lies to give them the exit plan to be able to discard you. They have to smear you to do that. They have to make you out to be the bad person. And that is the most horrific of punishments. And the same goes when they've siphoned out all of your resources and there's nothing more for you to give, and you're literally a shell stripped of your soul and your life force. They will throw you in the gutter because there's no more to get. There's no more to take from you. That's horrific punishment. So narcissists punish. They punish because you're not serving the false self adequately. They punish because they're projecting their disowned parts onto you. And they punish you because there's nothing left to get. And if you need them, even if you're in a bout of difficulties or sorrow or despair or heartbreak in your life, because that's life, when you're down, they will kick you in the head. They will punish you because how dare you need me? Or if they're an altruistic narcissist, they'll give and they'll give and they'll give, but it comes at a terrible price. They're using it to store up, look at what I did for you, now you have to do this for me. They're doing it with an agenda attached to it. No. If we're with a narcissist looking for a free lunch, we end up being lunch. It's really very, very painful. So anyway, I hope that this has helped explain to you why a narcissist has to punish you. And I want you to really, really, really take your power back, because this is the thing. If we keep signing up for this, we keep going back, which I understand when you're in terrible trauma bonds and peptide addiction and the deeper physiological chemical reasons why you're attached to a narcissist and you can't break away. When we keep going back, we're really punishing ourselves because it never gets better. It actually gets worse. Once you're in that cycle, it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And the reason really at a soul level, at a soul lesson level is, how bad do we have to get punished before we break away, let go and start healing ourselves? How much does it have to hurt before we're going to do that necessary soul transaction between us and source? And that's where my work comes in, because it is just so soul devastating when you're getting lined up and punished by a narcissist and you keep going back to the very person who keeps hurting you. You know it, but you can't stop doing it. So I really want to give you a solution to this. I'm going to let you know of 2 of my resources, my most powerful resources, to help you quickly, powerfully get back into your body, take your power back, and stop what's happening to you. So the most powerful one is NARP, the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Program. It saved my own life. It saved the life of thousands of people that are going through exactly this, to not just survive narcissists, but truly thrive after them and never have to repeat cycles like this with other horrible, horrific people. So check out NARP. The link is in the show notes. And if you want to learn more about NARP and how you can get back in your body and heal and stop punishing yourself, please come in on my free webinar, because there's a healing in it where right from the get-go, you're going to start to feel relief and hope and your energy return, and that hook and that obsession start to dissolve away. It's going to help you so much. So that link is also in the show notes. I hope this explains, and I hope that this can give you some hope that you can get out of this. I promise you can, and not just heal, but actually move on to thrive. I hope this helps. Lots of love. Bye-bye.